is for someone like Vladimir Zelensky to have to hear coming from the Trump administration.
You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it.
I'm 23, but oh my God.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
JD has no answer to this question. He literally was absolutely spooked. Watch this response from JD Vance. Absolutely spooked when Zelensky runs his argument against him. What actual diplomacy will Russia engage in? Again, they think that it's so hard to get diplomacy with Canada. They have to use tariffs. They have to use threats. But apparently with Russia, diplomacy is a lot easier, even though in the past, when they've established ceasefire agreements, they've broke those agreements, like exactly with the Budapest Memorandum.
That just
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around
whole country, you know what I mean?
See, that's another thing that Parker doesn't seem to understand is with JD Vance, he is basically telling him that you need to be a little bit more considerate of the fact that you are here in our country asking for our help. And as you can tell, because he's live right now, acting like a complete idiot. So
an actual fetus on the live. I'm actually serious. An actual fetus here. W fetus. For critically thinking.
Well, I don't know.
W fetus for having more critical thoughts than any Trump supporter that's ever come up in my life.
I was trying to say happy birthday, March.
Alright, Gabe's back.
Thank you, Eric. Tonight on ABC 27 News at 7.
That's okay.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back.
Oh, sorry. Hey, man, how's it going? Sorry, I'm back.
So why'd you vote Trump?
Okay, so I voted for Trump because I believe in a strong border policy. The last time I was on here, I don't know if you remember me, you kicked me off because I said a word that you can't say, and you said I was going to get uncensored. Yeah.
Wait. Do you mean like a slug name?
Not bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was on me.
Okay, don't worry.
So, anyways.
Okay,
anyways.
Just don't do that, because then I'll have to kick you from the TikTok live. It's fine for you
Yeah,
to
no,
for
I
TikTok if they don't like it. I did just start.
It's all good.
Alright, go ahead. What's the reason why you voted for Donald Trump?
Yeah, so
Let's peek into it.
I really believe strongly in his border policy. I'm from Southern Arizona, so that kind of pushes me in a direction where, you know, I see him.
Still, that did not make it.
Why is he willing to use threats in negotiation? One of our allies, but not when it comes to like Russia.
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, why is he willing to engage in like threats and the use of economic like tariffs and stuff like that when it comes to Canada, but not with Russia, to get them to do a ceasefire?
Okay, so
Lucas, thank you for the $3 Australian.
I have an answer for that. So I think the reason why he's willing to do it with Canada and Mexico and not Russia is because right now, obviously, Russia and Ukraine are in the midst of a war. And I think he said it pretty good today. he's not. How is it that he's going to negotiate a peace deal and stop the war between Ukraine and Russia while also imposing tariffs, bad-mouthing Putin, bad-mouthing Russia? Like, that's not going to happen. Peace isn't going to be reached through him doing that. Now, with Mexico and Canada, let's say Mexico, for example,
peace and negotiation is going to be reached with Canada by using threats. Why should we be nicer to Russia than we are to our own allies?
Because World War III isn't going to start through tariffs on Canada, and people aren't going to die through tariffs on Canada, but people are going to continue to die on the Russian and Ukrainian side, and peace isn't going to be resolved if he starts bad-mouthing and starts putting on sanctions.
What's going to yield a more likelihood of World War III? At what point? What specifically is?
Peace not being made between Russia and Ukraine.
I'm sorry, how does that start World War III?
Brother, if a war goes on for long enough, you don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. You don't have a crystal ball. But there's obviously a bigger chance that could happen.
I think there's a bigger chance of World War III happening if you voted for Trump.
Why is that, though? Because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't at all seek to have a peace agreement between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden didn't at all. Hey, how's it going? Oh, goodness. Hold on, man. Sorry. Give me a sec.
Okay. Any of the Trump supporters, we can help him out while he's talking to someone. Appreciate the Corky. Thank you so much. We really need some debates here. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. What's up, everyone joining in? If you're on YouTube, do make sure to like the stream. Everyone, we just started up the live. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Fuck Trump.
Nice. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely, sir.
What's your birth year?
2006, August. I did vote, sir.
Okay.
I'm a conservative. Why should I not be a conservative?
Why should you not be a? Okay. What you voted for Donald Trump, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Sir, because I'm a conservative. Fundamentally, I am a conservative.
What does that mean to you?
I want stability. I don't want the left woke nonsense.
I have a question. What state do you live in?
Sorry?
What state do you live in? Appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. What's the capital of Massachusetts?
Boston. I live in Boston.
What time is it?
7:06.
Okay. Why'd you vote Trump?
Dude, I've just told you. Because I am a conservative. I live in a conservative household. These are the values that I brought up with. Also, I'd like to mention that America is a Christian nation. And you guys want to move away from that. You want to move away from what our country was founded on, and that's exactly what I mean.
Should we put people in
That's
prison?
exactly what I mean about conservatism.
Should we put people?
Our country was built on Christian conservative values.
Yeah, I have a question. So, do you think that we should put people in prison for violating the 10 Commandments?
No, sir, because
why not?
It's a secular constitution. We are.
Well, I thought we were a Christian country.
Yes, we absolutely are.
How is it a Christian nation if it's not in the laws?
The radical left are trying to take America away from
it. Sounds like you're the radical left trying to take away the, Christianity from being able to, control the government, right?
No, we're just secular. That's how the Constitution is.
So separation of church and state. So, why'd you bring up that America is a Christian nation if it's not relevant at all?
Culturally conservative. They were all conservatives. They were all.
Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
The framers were all Christians.
Who cares what the framers did?
Because they are great people. They
were great people. So you think slave owners were great people?
No, they were in their context. And Thomas Jefferson, he did not like slavery, but he just had slaves.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Get off my life. Weirdo. Absolutely weird. It's like, what are you doing? Lucas, thank you for the 3 Australian. Thank you.
Oh, huge.
Yo, what's good, bro? I'm back.
Yeah, what's up? So, what was the reason why you said you voted for Donald Trump?
So we were on the topic of Russia and Ukraine.
Oh, am?
Yeah. What about?
Do you want to continue with that, or do you want?
Up to you. You choose. Push the corgi. you want to give like a
I
policy
kinda
you like of
forget the
Donald
rest.
Trump's?
Oh, about famous powers.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
I like his foreign
This
policy, like regarding the border,
we'll
obviously.
listen to this guy.
And I mean the tariffs. I feel like the United States has been treated unfairly, not only by Canada but by Mexico. This
I have
is
a
my
question.
reasoning
What
for
particular
Canada.
border policy?
You know what, man? I'm not going to be able to name you the number or the actual name, but I do know of the I do know the premises of what he's doing, but I can't name you the name. I'm not going to act smarter than I am.
Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
So then, like, what could you tell me about it? Like what does it do?
And specific to what area of his policy?
Any of his
Mexico,
any of his
Russia,
border
Canada.
policies. What does it do?
His strengthening the border, his policy on strengthening the Mexico border is going to lower the influx of that illegal drug. You're shaking your head, but it's true. It's 100% true.
No, like, what would it do to do that?
What are you talking? Building a wall, arming the border, putting troops at the border, building more checkpoints.
Did you know that Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine a bipartisan border bill that would have built more wall than he built under his entire administration?
Where's your evidence for that?
He said, "Blame it on me if the border bill fails."
Did he say that?
Yup.
I don't recall him ever saying that. Can you pull it up?
He did.
Pull it up. I'll admit it. I'll admit I'm wrong. You can pull it up.
Dayton, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Because his number one thing that he pushed at every single Trump rally is how bad the border is and how he's going to fix the border.
Well, for those who are here right now,
yeah, I know, right? He lies.
We're going to challenge this jackass right now.
I mean, I don't think you can lie around your main premise.
Victoria, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I am on Parker Get a Real Job on TikTok, everyone. Parker Get a Real Job on TikTok.
Let's do it. Hello, Dragon Beat. How are you?
Trump says, blame it on me if the border bill fails. All right, you won that one. Okay, let's move on to another one then. I'll concede defeat on that one.
Okay.
I'm not going to be smarter than I actually am.
Okay.
Why do you not like Trump? Why do you not like Trump?
Well, he was.
Can you name one positive?
The Operation Warp Speed.
Doing good.
But we can specifically reference he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing Eugene Carroll. He bragged about walking into changing rooms of girls in Miss USA to quote unquote inspect them without their consent. There was 18-year-olds at the time that came out and said that there were like literally 4 girls as young as 15 years old.
Snacks TV, how are you?
You can also reference how he went up to a 10-year-old girl and said he would date her 10 years. He wanted to engage in tax policy that increased taxes on the low and middle class while decreasing taxes on rich people.
Definitely.
He specifically wanted to restrict women's access to abortion. Did restrict women's access to abortion. He denies science as it relates to climate change. So he has undermined renewable energy policy, which literally would make us more energy independent. He added more to the debt in terms of signing into law. 8.4 trillion overall, 4.8 trillion non-COVID related, comparative to the Biden-Harris administration, 4.3 trillion overall, comparative to 2.2 trillion non-COVID related. So clearly, if you cared about like waste spending, like what Donald Trump claims with like Doge, well then you wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump in the first place.
And
got you. That was a lot. Okay, we can kind of talk about one of those points. And also, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna say I'm not a MAGA Republican. I am Republican. So I'm definitely not going to defend him as a person because I will say him as a person. He's a terrible person, most likely, if those things are true. But I do think that his policies are better for America. We can talk about the Afghan withdrawal. I think that's another strong point that Trump has over Biden. How disastrous that was. Under a Trump presidency, that wouldn't have happened. And I think we can also go back to the Ukraine-Russia topic. If Trump was president,
before we go
I'm going to say
I want to address that. You said that it wouldn't have happened if Trump were president. You know who set up the Afghan withdrawal?
Smart. And I say smart.
I'm aware that Trump set up the Afghan withdrawal, but how it was – no, I'm aware of that. But how it was conducted and how it was how it fell through was under the direct Biden administration. That it was 110% Joe Biden's fault. It wouldn't have happened.
I'm gonna thank someone real quick, and then I'm gonna ask you like How did Biden cause that? Okay. Blue Pink Berries, thank you so much for the $50 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much for wanting to support independent creators during the economic blackout. Loved watching you, Parker. Yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Blue Pink Berries. Thank you so much. Please some W's for them. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yo, Gabe, go for it. Absolutely. What did Biden do to cause that?
So I'm not going to say that Biden necessarily did anything. He said, do this, do that, that made that caused that catastrophic event. But it was under his watch. It was under his administration. And I think it's appropriate to blame the administration that it fell under.
Okay, so just because
Don't
it
you
happens
think?
under the administration means you want to blame them. Okay, well then I'll ask you this question. Right? Since wait, to clarify, eggs prices have gone up, right? Since Trump has gotten into the position of presidency. Do you blame him?
The winning that only Donald Trump can.
Sure. Yeah, I blame the Trump administration. Whatever administration at the end of the day, dude. I'm not going to
so
sit
do
here
you
and
blame
pick and
Trump
choose.
for the 14.8% unemployment that happened under his administration, the most since the Great Depression?
In 2016.
That is 100% false. Where did you get that from?
The Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Brother, he is notorious for lowering or raising, getting rid of unemployment. That is like one of his staple things.
No, he didn't. He didn't get rid of unemployment. His lowest rate of unemployment at 3.5%, which is just something that happened under his administration, nothing it caused, right? Was not lower than the 3.4% on multiple different months under the Biden-Harris administration.
And I didn't start
No. Come on, you have to give that to him. Under his presidency, that is what he's notoriously known for, his unemployment, for his low unemployment percentage.
Here, let me ask you this question. There were 65 service members in the military that died in conflict under the Trump administration, but 16 under the Biden-Harris administration. If you blame Biden for this under his administration, why don't you blame Trump for the 65 to a greater degree?
Sure, I'll blame Trump for that many people who died under his administration. I will blame because he didn't get out of Afghanistan quick enough. Sure, I'll blame him for that. But I'm also going to blame then Biden for the wars that have started under his administration. There has been peace under the Trump administration. That's a fact.
Really? He said that he wanted. He said he might use the military to take Panama. He wants to use economic coercion to make Canada the 51st state.
I understand what you're saying.
There's the trade war with countries around the world, especially like literally China and even our own allies in terms of tariffs. There's
that's economic.
This is a good thing.
The peace. He kicked out Zelensky today. Right, today.
Yeah, I know, that was awesome.
Okay, did you see that? You think that was awesome?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these guys.
Parker, thank you for the $50 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much, Parker. Get some W's for Parker for the $50 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much. Let's get some W's for Parker in the chat. How is that awesome? What the fuck?
How is it that Vladimir Zelensky is going to walk into the White House, disrespect Donald Trump to his face?
How do you disrespect Donald Trump?
110%. How 110%?
Wait, so to clarify, I just posted a YouTube video reacting to this. Right? Please tell me how he disrespected Donald Trump.
Every time.
He was so nice. He was so respectful to him the entire time. What disrespect?
And that's the sad part.
How are you going to sit there and tell the president, oh, you're going to feel this way if you don't do something? You're going to feel. How are you going to tell someone who is literally breastfeeding you the sovereignty of your country through foreign aid, billions of dollars? How are you going to
Donald
sit
Trump
there
didn't even
and
do
tell
it.
this person-
It wasn't even Donald Trump. It was the EU. It was Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. It was the Democrats. That's who specifically fought for literally the funding for Ukraine. It was not Donald Trump. Donald Trump wasn't even in office. He actually fought against the funding, apparently. Apparently, he fought against the funding. So, like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're literally trying to rewrite history. You're trying to act like Donald Trump was the one. No. You're trying to act like Donald Trump was the one funding Ukraine, right? Or being the lifeblood of the country. What? No, he's actively right now going to harm the country because he's not going to give them any concessions they would need in a ceasefire to actually make sure that they're not going to be invaded.
And they're alive.
Right? what they're
It's your
getting
choice.
right now,
Brother,
or that they're
Trump
trying to
is
get
trying to
Ukraine
strike
to
I don't pressure you
do
to
under
say
He's in the
duress.
midst
you must-
of trying to
you
strike
must
a
skip
peace deal
or
between
else.
Russia and Ukraine,
No.
and Zelensky just pushed that date back by being disrespectful and just wanting to be right.
No, he's trying to coerce Zelensky in order to accepting a quote unquote peace deal, ceasefire deal that is inevitably going to lead to the destruction of his country because Russia is just going to violate it like every other ceasefire agreement unless they get something in it to ensure that be invaded. The only way you could ensure that Ukraine doesn't get invaded is literally if they were to join NATO. I'm not trolling. Okay, so either help them in terms of financial, right, or you're saying that they need to join NATO to prevent Ukraine from not being a country anymore.
They can get like
I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to necessarily join NATO.
That's okay.
I think
then,
what needs to happen.
Then you're saying that they need funding.
At the moment, the other
This is what needs to happen. They need to strike a peace deal. Russia needs to withdraw from Ukraine, and Europe, the EU, needs to send European peacekeepers from France, from Britain, from whoever else is in NATO.
That would be NATO. That would be NATO.
Right, exactly.
So then you're saying Ukraine should join NATO.
You don't. No. There's a difference.
No.
They don't
okay.
need to join. No,
okay.
Brother, you're not listening.
How do you ensure that Ukraine doesn't get invaded?
Well, if you're Shedabin across all platforms, I recommend starting on Rumble.
So Ukraine doesn't need to join NATO on paper because if that's going to be terrible for them because Russia's not going to hug that. This is what they need to do. Trump needs to strike a peace deal and a ceasefire where Russia withdraws from Ukraine. European countries need to be sending peacekeepers from the countries that I've stated to Ukraine. So in that, if Russia invades again, they have the full authority to fight back, and that will serve as a deterrent for Russia to invade. If there are boots on the ground, if there are British, German boots on the ground in Ukraine, Russia is not going to go in. Because they know the United States will respond.
So to clarify,
it's not going to happen.
So to clarify, you're saying that Ukraine should join NATO and everything but like official name.
That I would do.
Pretty much, yes. Yes. Okay. Unofficially, they can have.
That's not what they're getting in this. That's not what they're getting in this ceasefire. They're not getting a deal to actually defend Ukraine in that way. Neon, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Neon. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's such a W. As well as Ryan, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Sorry, what were you saying?
And not only to mention, yes, it's been done already, and Russia broke the deal. Russia broke the deal, and they went into Ukraine again. I know that they broke it, but that was not under Trump. They would not go in again under Trump. They wouldn't. They just wouldn't. They didn't when he was president, and they wouldn't because they didn't do it when he was president.
That's a correlation causation.
These guys are getting paid.
That's not a correlation. No, that's not a correlation causation fallacy. It's not.
You're saying
they didn't
do it.
Two
things are associated means one caused the other. You're saying just because it's associated with Donald Trump's presidency that it didn't happen means it was caused by Donald Trump. That's a correlation causation fallacy.
But we're doing it because we love what we do.
Dude, I know all this, man. Trust me. I'm not saying that it's 100%. I'm not saying it's 100%, but there's a very good chance. If Trump wanted to invade Ukraine if Putin wanted to invade Ukraine when Trump was in office in 2016, that wouldn't have happened because it didn't happen. Therefore, there is a good chance. There is a good chance that he won't do it again under the Trump presidency. Why? Because he has a good relationship.
Pretty much back when
World War III didn't happen under Biden's administration. Means it wouldn't ever happen under his next administration, right?
Right before the ban, but.
Brother, that is a stretch where you're broadening this way too much. That's a very abstract idea that you just brought up.
It's abstract whenever I use his same reasoning.
Stuff, the religion stuff.
It's that's
abstract. Dude, I'm showing you your same reasoning to show you it's obviously absurd. No point.
No, I understand that, but it's really not absurd. It's really not.
Yeah. What makes you think that?
You're just ignorant to the fact.
I'm ignorant
because, dude, I'm not gonna repeat myself. I already said it, man.
They got no.
These things didn't happen when Trump was president, and therefore they may not happen when Trump is president again. I'm not saying definitively that they wouldn't.
May not. Okay, well they may not happen if Harris.
There's a house
in each house they were allowed a gun.
We don't know that because Harris would have been a weak administration.
Why weak? Why do you associate weakness with Harris's administration?
Yo, people got so comfortable.
Because it's a branch off from the Biden administration.
And what makes you think that's weak?
Which was also weak. Because it was weak. Because Putin invaded Ukraine under Biden.
Are you obese?
So just because that happened that's another correlation causation fallacy.
Because of the obesity limitation.
Sorry, but Kamala Harris went to Ukraine to negotiate a deal, and then 3 days later,
Gabe, hey, Gabe. Her name is Kamala.
Yep.
Appreciate the.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
Kamala went into Ukraine, left 3 days later, Russia invaded. They cannot negotiate. They do not know how to negotiate and be hard and tough. Yes, Donald Trump is a little bit more authoritarian than the Biden Walz administration or the Trump Harris administration.
Wait. What's being hard and tough? Wait, what's being hard and tough? Capitulating to a murderous dictator,
I don't want to
or
be
literally
like
standing still and supporting Ukraine and defending their democracy?
And leaves out the important, all the information.
Brother, hard and tough. Hard and tough is
fail.
Sorry, what?
Which one? Which one is
that's
stronger?
a false dichotomy.
Helping Europe defend Ukraine
that's a false
from
dichotomy,
Russia
Alex,
invading
brother.
them, or literally.
Also,
right,
it's not that simple. It's not so white. That's a false dichotomy.
You're not worried about
what makes it a false dichotomy.
What you're gonna get in repercussions.
Because it's not that black and white.
What makes it a
Foreign
false
affairs
dichotomy?
is not black and white, dude.
Ryan, thank you for the $10.
Russia
Thank you so
can
much. Tweety, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. You're still not telling me any.
Russia can be an evil dictator and do all these horrible things, but the United States doesn't necessarily need to pander to that thought and accept that thought and express that thought, because strategically that is not a good idea.
That's what Donald Trump is doing. He says that he wants to literally he might use the military to take Panama and Greenland. That's invading sovereign territory and trying to annex it. Ella, thank you for the $1. Tweety, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Andrew, thank you for the $5. Brandon, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. And Michelle with the $40 on Venmo. Thank you so much. Keep some W's for Michelle in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It says someone said Gabe is religious. How can he support this?
They don't do that.
Sorry. Lost train of thought.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, so I'm confused. Okay. How could you support the invasion and annexation of a country?
Hello, Emmanuel.
Dude, which country? Who? Who are we talking about here? Canada, Mexico, Greenland, Panama? Who are we talking about?
The fact that you have to ask that question is an issue in of itself. Maybe that's an issue in of itself.
Well, you know what? Okay, you know what? I will give you that. I don't think threatening the sovereignty of other countries is cool. I don't think that's cool.
Yep.
Okay?
And especially our allies, right?
Yeah, allies. But that's the Canada thing. Come on, we all know that's a joke. The economic threat is real.
Is that okay to joke about? Is that okay to joke about? Is that okay to joke about as the president of the United States? Please tell me. Is that okay?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
I don't know. So you don't support that?
I don't support the threatening of taking over a sovereign nation, but he's not gonna do that. It's Trump, man. It's Trump.
But
these things are gonna happen under Trump.
Okay.
That's
so
all they want to do.
They
want to divide us and make us separated, so that we
better than Kamala.
And what makes you think that? Can you name?
That's just my opinion.
You don't believe in being together as one.
And Weldon, thank you for the $2. Thank you.
1 second. Can I name 2 of Trump's economic policies? Okay. 1 second. Let me think. Okay, so the first one I'd have to say is
anything you want to add to that?
The tax cuts that he implements for the wealthy. I think that is a good idea in and of itself. That's not going to make sense to many people, but I hold the idea that if you give tax cuts to the wealthy, I believe in the trickle-down effect. I do believe in the trickle-down effect, that if you are giving tax cuts to the wealthy, therefore that'll open up salary caps within businesses to hire more people and to conduct more business, which in turn is good for the economy.
But you only mentioned one. You just said that you like the trickle down effect with the tax cuts for the rich. You didn't mention anything else except for tax cuts for the rich.
I'm not a
I
sneeze
just want to
judge,
clarify.
so I don't
What incentive
know
do they
about
have to
that.
give it to their workers?
No,
wait,
I mean,
hold up. What incentive do they have to give money to their workers if it does not give them a profit?
Sorry, say that again. I gotta
Yeah,
process
what
that.
incentive do
Sounds
they
a
have
little
to give
off.
money to their workers if it doesn't give them any profit?
Yeah, like you can barely hear you a little bit.
I'm not really understanding your question. In my mind, if businesses are able to retain more money, that means that they have the opportunity to create more jobs to pay more people. And that's a real thing. It's been like that's what happens.
Did you know that when you reinvest money into
When
your
businesses
I
are
just want to let you know, do you know when you reinvest money into your business, it literally is a write-off? So like actually if you have a higher top marginal tax rate, they're more incentivized to reinvest into the firm and give wages to their employees. You didn't know that though, did you?
I mean, no, I'm definitely aware of that, but not all businesses do that. Not all do
That's
that.
just what works in the economy.
I mean, why do you think
they're going to be
they're
profit maximizing
so
firms?
good under Trump? Why do you think the economy was so good under Trump?
Would you like to apply for a
what
moderator?
particular marker?
It's because he did things like that.
Wait, what particular marker of the economy was good? And Greg, thank you so much for the $50
Inflation.
YouTube super chat. Thank you so much for Trump and JD Vance totally blindside Zelensky today. Thank God he did not. Yeah, seriously. I appreciate the Galaxy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I did make a video about that as well on YouTube. You can check out my thoughts on that. Reacted to the whole thing. What'd you just say, Gabe?
Sorry, can you hear me? It says I have poor connection.
You said inflation was good?
Yeah, I said inflation was at an all-time low. And then unemployment was at an all-time
But I
low.
would say
okay. Unemployment was not an all-time low. 3.5% is not an all-time low. There were multiple points in U.S. history that were lower than that. 2 points prior to 2000 or prior to Trump's administration, but this is in 2019 when it hit 3.5%. But even it hit 3.4% in 2 separate months under Biden's administration.
Yeah,
and
but
also like in terms of inflation, how did the Biden-Harris administration cause inflation?
I'm not going to say that they caused inflation because inflation wasn't that bad under the Biden administration. That's not one of my arguments. So I'm not going to say Biden caused inflation because that's not true.
Okay. So then, what makes Trump?
But inflation.
What did Trump do to make the economy better?
Well, I just told you deregulation of the private sector, tax cuts in the Jobs Act.
What specific deregulation?
Wait, what? Think of any more.
Hold up. What specific deregulation?
On energy and finance and healthcare.
Oh, wait a sec.
Which specific one?
No.
Sorry, what?
What specific deregulation?
I'm definitely not that educated. But I know he implemented deregulations on the healthcare, on the private healthcare sector, the finance sector, and the energy sector.
Like that? No.
You don't know what deregulations. You just think that deregulations are good. Did you know that some regulations can like help market failures and make the market conditions actually more efficient?
How so?
For example, if there's pollution, right? If a company pollutes into like the water, right, that we have and we drink, that's going to kill a lot of people and cause more harm, right? Those are called negative externalities.
Yep.
So the cost imposed, particularly by them just being able to do whatever the fuck they want, is going to be a lot more. So if we put a tax there to prevent the company from engaging in that behavior, you have more social benefit within society.
Yeah, but that just means prices go up for everyone else, though. Because if
prices go up, if you cared about prices going up, wait. If you cared about prices going up, you wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump, who wants to impose tariffs. Tariffs cause prices to go up.
Yeah, temporarily tariffs will cause prices to go up. That's right. But in the long run, 100% in the long run. 100% in the long run, that incentivizes companies to build inside.
Yeah, but prices still go up.
No, in the long run, prices will go down.
no,
prices go down
they
because
go
that
down
incentivizes
from
businesses
wait,
to do business in
Gabe,
America.
Gabe, here you're misunderstanding how tariffs operate. The production costs will still be higher than what they were previously. They will go lower from what they were originally at the height in which they were at, right? But that doesn't mean that it's lower than like it originally started at. So if you start here, you go up to here, and then you decrease to here, right? You wouldn't just reference the decrease, you'd reference the increase. Appreciate the head mustache.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm not an economics major. I'm not a professional in tariffs. I've just listened to the experts, and the experts say that the tariffs will be damaging in the short term, but in the long term, they may actually lead to economic prosperity.
No, that's not what that's not what the professionals
I don't know.
say.
I just listened to
the professionals do not say. What expert said that?
It's
Versus the cap.
Man, I can't name you the exact experts. I've seen it on the news. I don't know.
The news? Would you hear older millennials say that? Jesus Christ,
news,
dude.
yes.
Eric, think of it $10. Thank you so much. I do have an economics degree, and I have listened to the experts, and practically all the experts, people on the left and the right, think tariffs are bad. Like, I learned in my economics courses from right-wing economist Milton Friedman, right, that tariffs are bad. Okay? That's what I learned, how I learned about tariffs, okay? And that's coming from someone who's on the left, well, for the American politics. And Sid with the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Sid. Can we get some W's for Sid in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you can look forward to these lives. Yo, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yo, W Sid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. As always. Yo, thank you so much. Go ahead, Gabe.
Sorry, one sec.
Ruby, thank you for the roses.
No, I watch pretty neutral stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch both CNN and Fox from time to time, but I watch pretty neutral stuff. Anyways, no, like we know this, that tariffs in the long run incentivize businesses to open up in America, which incentivize local, like buying locally, which in turn that does increase the American economy and not anyone else's economy. That's how it works. I mean, like yes, it could go the other way. It could. But again, these are temporary tariffs, so the United States can get their money back from Canada.
Wait, they're temporary tariffs, so they're only going to increase. So they're only going to increase domestic production temporarily.
No, that's.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it could. I don't have a crystal ball. It could.
Yeah, no. If they're only temporarily, if they're only temporarily in place, well, then it's only going to temporarily increase domestic production. And then once you get rid of the tariff, then it will stop increasing domestic production. It will actually decrease from the original state.
How else would you propose that we get 25% of the automotive industry back from Canada to the United States?
Don't we already have tariffs on automotive companies? And also, why would we need to tariff Canada? I don't think that we need to. I honestly, I don't think that we should be tariffing Canada on any type of cars like that. Right? I don't think that should exist. Right? They're our allies.
Right, but those are American cars, though.
So
they are
our allies.
allies.
If consumers in the United States prefer Canadian-owned cars, Canadian-produced cars comparative to U.S.-produced cars, they should be able to buy those Canadian-produced cars for the cheapest possible price that they could possibly get them from the Canadian producers.
That's right.
They shouldn't be tariffed.
The United States does that by. Yeah, but they do that. But they have